Hello friends, this is our 5th lesson of How to Train Your Dragon, and we'll be starting our first part of How to Train Your Dragon.
And today we're going to be starting a story. So there's a little Stickbot there. He's pretty cool. We like him. The Stickbot Studio. So today we are going to begin writing your story, imagining your Viking character is trying to catch a dragon. So last lesson you made your own Viking character, and today we're going to imagine that character is doing exactly the same thing as Hiccup. So we're going to start off by reading just a little bit more of chapter 2. Okay, so I'm going to try and zoom in a little bit more. So we read the start of chapter 2 and we looked at Snotlout. Okay, so you're going to follow it, Storm. You can read it if you want to. Do you want to read it?
No.
No? Okay. Hiccup was on the small side and had the kind of face that was almost entirely unmemorable. He did have heroic hair, which was a very bright red and stood up vertically, however much you tried to wet it down with seawater. But nobody ever saw that because it was hidden under his helmet most of the time. You would never have picked Hiccup out of those 10 boys to be the hero of this story. Snotlout was good at everything and a natural leader. Dog's Breath was as tall as his father and could do amusing things like farting to the tune of the Berk national anthem. It's quite impressive, isn't it, Storm? Hiccup was just absolutely average, the kind of unremarkable, skinny, freckled boy who was easy to overlook in a crowd. So, when Gobber blew the horn and moved out of sight to find a comfortable rock to sit on and eat his mussel and tomato sandwich, yuck, mussel's a type of, seafood, Snotlout pushed Hiccup out of the way and took charge. "Okay, listen up, boys," he whispered in a menacing fashion. "I'm in charge, not the useless." He's mean, isn't he, Storm? "And anybody who objects gets a knuckle sandwich from Dog's Breath the Durbrain." What's a knuckle sandwich? Yeah, gonna hit him. "Ugh," grunted Dog's Breath, pounding his fists together in happy excitement. Dog's Breath was Snotlout's chief sidekick and a great big gorilla of a boy. "Bash him, Dog's Breath, to show what I mean." Dog's Breath was delighted to oblige. He gave Hiccup a shove that sent him sprawling headfirst into the snow, then ground his face in it. "Pay attention," hissed Snotlout. The boys dragged their eyes away from Dog's Breath and Hiccup and paid attention. "Rope yourselves together. The best climber should go first." "Well, that's you, of course, Snotlout," said Fishlegs. "You're the best at everything, aren't you?" Snotlout looked at Fishlegs suspiciously. It was difficult to tell whether Fishlegs was laughing at him or not because of his squint. "That's right, Fishlegs," said Snotlout. "I am. And just in case he had been laughing at him, bash him, Dog's Breath." While Dog's Breath pushed Fishlegs down to join Hiccup in the snow, Snotlout bossily ordered everybody to rope themselves together. Hiccup and Fishlegs were the last to be tied on, just behind a flushed and triumphant Dog's Breath. "Oh, brilliant," muttered Fishlegs. "I'm about to enter a cave full of man-eating reptiles tied up to 8 complete maniacs." "If we get to the cave," said Hiccup nervously, looking up at the sheer black cliff. So they're about to climb up a big, scary cliff to the caves. Hiccup put the lighted torch between his teeth to leave his hands free and started climbing after the others. Right, you're going to pay attention to this bit, Storm, because this is the bit you're going to be doing your own version of, okay? It was a perilous climb. Do you know what perilous means? Something's perilous, it's dangerous. The rocks were slippery with snow and the other boys were thoroughly overexcited, making the ascent far too quickly. Ascent is when you're climbing up. At one point, Clueless missed his footing and fell, luckily onto Dog's Breath, who caught him by the back of the trousers and heaved him back to the rock again, before he brought the whole lot of them down. When they finally made it to the mouth of the cave, Hiccup looked down briefly at the sea pounding the rocks way below, and swallowed very hard. "Untie the ropes," ordered Snotlout, his eyes popping with excitement at the thought of the dangers to come. "Hiccup goes into the cave first because he is the son of the chief," he sneered, "and if any of the dragons are awake, he'll be the first to know about it. Once we're in the cave, it's every man for himself. Only the strong can belong." So, you are going to imagine that you are climbing, your character that you created last lesson is climbing up the cliff. Okay, Storm? And you are going to be describing how your character feels when they're climbing up the cliff. Now, to help you, I've come up with this paragraph. So, what I've done is I've written out this paragraph, but can you see that I've left spaces? Now, if you're really confident with your writing and you just want to have a go at doing your own sentences, that's completely fine as well. But what you could do is write out this paragraph, but you have to fill in your own adjectives or your own words in the dots. So, as I climbed up the something cliff, what word could we put there?
Rocky.
Yeah? As I climbed up the rocky cliff, I felt, so do you think your character, Storm, would feel excited or nervous?
Excited.
I felt excited because, why are they excited? What are they going to do when they reach the top? Yeah, what are they going to do when they reach the top of the cliff, Storm? What are they going to catch? They're going to catch a dragon, aren't they? Okay, so do you see how you can fill in the words? So as I climbed up the rocky cliff, I felt excited because I was going to get my very own dragon. What about here? My something hair. How could you describe the hair?
Bright.
My bright hair blew in my face as I looked up to the sky, which was as something as something. So that's going to be, we're creating a simile. So how can we describe the sky? Is the sky going to be dark and stormy? Or is it going to be...
Dark as...
What's something that's dark?
Dark as...
Should we come back to that one?
As Mummy's...
Dark as Mummy's top. I am wearing a black top.
Dark
Maybe we'll
as
think of a better
Mummy's
simile.
top.
Below me, I could hear the something waves.
Crashing.
Or we got crashing here. The something waves crashing. How could you describe the waves? Think about when we went to the beach the other day.
Wavy.
The wavy waves.
The wavy waves. Yeah, that's alliteration.
Well, sort of, but let's think of...
Wavy waves.
Well, what's another word that begins with "were" that we could use to describe the waves?
Whistling.
The whistling waves. Yeah. Crashing like...
Thunder.
Crashing like thunder. So that's another...
Simile.
My something fingers. So how would your fingers feel if you were gripping the rock? If you were gripping a cliff? Yeah, my frosty fingers.
Frosty fingers.
That's more alliteration. Gripped the something rock. How's the rock going to feel?
Rough.
We've got rough there. The something rough rock.
Hey, rough rock. I need to do another.
Cold, frozen. The cold, rough rock. Ragged, rough rock.
Yeah, ragged, rough rock.
But I was almost at the top. Okay, so you can do your own. You can come up with your own adjectives or your own words in the dots, or you can just come up with your own description. But you are imagining that your Viking character is climbing up that cliff, okay, with Hiccup and Snotlout and Dog's Breath and all of the other boys, okay? So use this and just copy it out and fill in your own words, or you can just do your own from scratch, okay? So we're going to pause this while Storm has a go at doing hers. Right, Storm has done hers now. Do you want to read it, Storm?
As I climbed up the jagged cliff, I felt excited because I am going to catch a dragon. My bright, beautiful hair blew in my face as I looked up to the sky, which was as dark as Panther's hair. Below me I could hear the whispering waves crashing like thunder. My frozen fingers gripped the
Crumbling. Got your
crumbling rough rock, but I was almost at the top.
Well done. So, I would really, really love to hear, wouldn't you? Maybe your mummy or daddy can film you and you can tell us what you wrote. Right, Oak's now whinging for chocolate stars, which is my Oak bribery material. So, time to say goodbye. So if you want to video yourself reading your brilliant paragraph, we would love to hear it. So it's bye from Storm.
Bye bye. I hope I see you at September.
And goodbye from Oak.
Bye.
Are you showing your blaze? It is your blaze part, isn't it? Right, okay guys. Oh, and it's bye from me. Goodbye. Thanks for that, Storm. Right, see you later.